Alert Weather Extra as we prepare for another weekend of rain. We talk about how much we're expecting to see and if this will help the ongoing drought conditions.
And we're on your side with details about severe weather hazards and what you should put in your severe weather safety kit.
Plus, we talk more about First Alert weather days and why they are important for you, keeping you and your family safe.
WBRC Fox 6 News. First Alert Weather Extra starts now.
So, of course, we're continuing Severe Weather Awareness Week, Tania, and I know you were talking a little bit earlier about those severe weather safety kits. Always great to have some those items just in case, right?
Absolutely. You want to have it prepared ahead of a severe storm, so that way it's easy for you to grab, and then you don't have to rush and grab these items on the day that you're going to need them.
Yeah, I actually had to update. You know, we had the icy weather here recently, so we were packing bags and having some items because when it's that cold, I mean,
You never know.
You never know. You know, if you get stuck in the icy weather, you want to have the backup for winter weather as well. But let's talk about the next big thing. We got a lot of wet weather that is on the way and had a lovely view out there. This glow this evening across the area from the clouds that are starting to make their way into Alabama. This was from Good Springs, and want to give Kendra and Good Springs, Alabama, a big shout out for sharing that this evening, but a lovely glow there, even looked kind of purple at times, checking out the sky conditions. Brookwood Baptist Medical Center live look right now, and we have another dry evening. Those clouds have moved in. That's going to have an impact on temperatures. We're still showing 60 degrees in Birmingham as we take a look at First Alert AccuTrack radar right now, showing temperatures down to 48 at Gadsden, but some areas, what a big spread in temperatures right now. The colder locations tonight we'll see mid to upper 30s, but for most areas tonight, again, we're going to stay well above freezing across the entire area, but most of us, we're going to be seeing lows near 40 degrees. But there's some unseasonal warmth. I mean, we felt it around here past couple days with that sunny weather in the mix, but I just want to show to the north, I mean, there's parts of the country, look at that, 35 degrees above average on the temperatures. Now, some more cold air is going to break out across the country. Looks like later in the month, we'll see another drop in temperatures. Not seeing the polar plunge for our area just yet, but we'll see some more overnight lows near that freezing point. But we're going to trend milder here over the next couple days. We've got the clouds moving in. Cloudy, but still dry for us tomorrow. A lot of the rain still going to be back to the west. We might start to see a few showers showing up, but you can see that moist southwest flow aloft starts to kick in. And when you get these kind of setups, it can generate waves of rain, and it's going to set up not just a one-day rain event for us. I mean, we're talking about 2-3 days there with periods of rain through the weekend and into next week. There's Friday. You can see how we could start to see some showers around here, but the rain chance on Friday is still kind of scattered. So starting out, rain kind of hit or miss there for Friday. So we got the one more dry day tomorrow. Get out there and enjoy it. Afternoon highs around 60. Again, a mostly cloudy sky. The wind south-southeast at 5 to 15 miles per hour for tomorrow. And then for Friday, expect those showers to move in. And you can see the rain chances jump way up, 80% Saturday, and then late on Sunday, looks like that greater rain chance is going to be in areas, looks like Saturday during the afternoon and evening, and then again we'll see afternoon and evening those rain chances starting to ramp up again Sunday. Monday, it looks like the wet weather will finally move out, hopefully. I know yesterday we talked about Tuesday, maybe some of that leftover rainfall, but it seems like now this might get out of here on Monday. But we'll talk about next week. We'll go beyond the 7-day forecast that is coming up. But it's day 3 of Severe Weather Awareness Week, and today is all about the different types of severe weather hazards. Meteorologist Matt Daniel and Mickey Ferguson join us now with further details.
It is Severe Weather Awareness Week, and today is day 3, and we're talking the Dukes of Hazards.
What's that?
I don't know. It's before your time.
Oh.
But let's get into it here, Matt. There are some hazards we need to be aware of.
That is right. So when we're thinking about severe weather, obviously everyone thinks about tornadoes, but it's also important to emphasize severe storms and the criteria. So when the National Weather Service issues a severe thunderstorm warning, it has to either have winds up to 58 miles an hour or greater, or a quarter size or inch diameter hail or greater.
And we've seen some severe thunderstorms cause a lot of damage. You can get a lot of straight line winds associated with severe thunderstorms, and it can cause a lot of downed trees, cause all kinds of problems.
And it's also important to note lightning is not a criteria. So we could have intense lightning, but if it doesn't contain those two things, they might not warn for it. So
about
just
that?
let you know, lightning is not a criteria to issue a severe thunderstorm warning. Now let's talk about some safety with those hazards. Obviously, when you're in a severe thunderstorm warning, you want to stay inside a sturdy building, and if you're outside, that's when you need to go inside, take shelter.
And these buildings, you know, it's just according to code, they have to be grounded. So what that means is if lightning strikes the building, the current goes into the ground, so you're protected inside a grounded building. So that's why you go inside.
Yeah, but still want to stay away from the windows and avoid electrical equipment and stuff just to be safe, because of course with severe storms normally they're going to produce some lightning of some sort. And let's just say you happen to be driving and encountering severe storms. Hopefully you're not, but if you are, the best thing to do with severe thunderstorms is to stay in your vehicle. This does not include tornadoes, by the way, but stay in your vehicle if there's just thunderstorms.
And even though you might be going the speed limit, if you're getting a lot of rain and a lot of lightning and even hail, just slow it down. Go below the speed limit and pull over. Stop at a safe location if you can.
That's right. And some of these storms, they can have an intense hail core, and that can cause, you don't want to be driving in that. So if it ends up being very large hail that could maybe cause dents or maybe even crack the glass in your windshield, you want to turn your back away from those windows if it's an intense situation, and just cover yourself up just to keep yourself safe in case maybe the glass in your car breaks or those hailstones actually hit you.
Yeah, and you don't want to mess up that hood.
Nope. Speaking of those hail size categories, once we were telling you, it has to be an inch in diameter or greater to become a severe thunderstorm warning. So in some of the stronger storms, they might be warned as an advisory. Those would be pea size, dime to penny to nickel. So about 1/4 of an inch to 7/8 of an inch or so. But then if it's an inch or greater, that's when they issue those severe thunderstorm warnings.
And they can get really big. We've had over golf-sized, ball-sized hail in our area before, tennis ball, baseball, and it can even get up to soft ball-sized hail. It's been known to happen.
It can happen. It's usually when it gets pretty unstable. You might see something like that in March and April. And yeah, that is some dangerous stuff. So hopefully we won't see any of it, but that's how they categorize it. And let's just not forget either rain and water, flooding safety as well. If there's flash flood warnings, turn around, don't drown.
So that's the idea. If you don't know the depth of the water, we just had a story on today, in fact, on Good Day, Alabama, about a lady that was driving through a flood-prone area, and her vehicle overturned, and she had to get out of her vehicle and get on the bottom of her vehicle to get rescued.
Yeah, so if you see the water rising, don't drive through it. It only takes 6 inches of standing water to maybe, if it's moving, it can actually knock you over. And if it's a foot or more, it could actually pick up the car as well. So believe it or not, it doesn't take a lot of water depth that's moving to cause some major issues. But when it comes to severe weather, there's a lot of hazards. It's not just tornadoes. Straight line winds can cause just as much damage as the EF0, EF1, EF2 tornado. So those are the hazards for today. We're going to continue with Awareness Week going into tomorrow.
And since you're not familiar with that program, we can be the Dukes of Hazzard.
I know the program,
Oh, you
but
do?
I just wanted to pretend like,
Okay.
yeah.
And I mentioned yesterday I was at Bessemer Academy, and one of the seniors there said, "Tell Mickey I was one of the weather kids." It was great seeing Mickey's weather kid yesterday at Bessemer Academy. We're going to switch gears right now and talk about another weather, well, it's more of a geological phenomena, but volcanoes. We've been hearing about a lot in the news what's been happening in Iceland. They're actually preparing for a third volcanic eruption in 3 months there. Just incredible. This comes after the country experienced eruptions in both December and January following a series of earthquakes in the area. It left these large fissures in the ground and large cracks in several structures. The nearby Blue Lagoon Geothermal Spa also closed but has since reopened. You want to go check it out? The volcano gearing up to erupt, though, had been dormant for 6,000 6,000 years before becoming active again in March 2021. Of course, here in the U.S., we're always watching the Pacific Northwest. We have the bad ones here in the Cascade Range that we, of course, all know all too familiar. Mount St. Helens in that area, of course, Mount Rainier, another volcanically active region that we monitor, Tania.
Yeah, Wes, and in parts of Canada, they're under a sea of white after a snowstorm dumped up to 5 feet of snow across the area. Take a look at this. This is crazy. The system moved through Nova Scotia between Friday and Monday as a strong low-pressure system stalled off the Canadian Maritimes. According to Environment Canada, in Sydney, they saw over 40 inches of snow, while other places saw just above 25. The snow has since slowed down, but snow plows are still struggling to clear those paths. And in 30 seconds, we take a deep dive into why we declare First Alert Weather Days and what you should put in your safety kit in the event of severe weather. We'll be right back. Welcome back in, everyone. First Alert meteorologist Tania Michelle here. We're talking about keeping you safe because we're always on your side, and that's what we want best for all of you, is to get you through the severe storms and any storm that you face in your life. So here is the acronyms for SAFE. Number one, if there's an event like a severe storm in place, you want to seek shelter first. Away, that's your A. Away from what? Windows, electrical appliances, outside walls. You want to make sure that you're in the interior portion of your home. And that's what brings me to F, finding that safe place. Where at inside of your shelter building? Well, that means the lowest level, your bathroom. Locate that spot and know where to go in case a severe storm is near you. And E, that emergency kit. And that's what I'm here to tell you more about today. What needs to be in those emergency kits? Let's start with the important things like food and water. Some of the essentials. That NOAA weather radio. That means having multiple ways of receiving weather information. Don't just have our WBRC First Alert Weather app. I mean, if you do want to grab it, you can scan that QR code on the screen to get it. But if you have a weather radio, that means you have multiple ways to get information in the event that your phone dies. Number 4 is having a flashlight. It's going to get dark if the electricity goes out. So you want to have a way to be able to see in a dark area. You need that first aid kit, have some Band-Aids, some gauze in there, medicine, and especially that prescribed medicine, that charged mobile device, and also identification, your ID. Next, a whistle, dust mask, and some other things to have that you might want to keep on your radar is infant formula bottles, blankets, and also pillows to help protect your head. But speaking of what to have in your severe weather safety kit, it's also the perfect time to talk about our First Alert Weather Days and how they're designed to keep you safe in the event of severe weather. Our chief meteorologist, Wes Wyatt, has more on this.
We get to enjoy some beautiful days here in the state of Alabama, but as we know, the weather around here can change quickly with a variety of impactful weather conditions. That is why the WBRC First Alert Weather Team declares First Alert Weather Days. First Alert Weather Days are for weather conditions that threaten your safety and property, but also for weather conditions that impact your plans. When WBRC declares a First Alert Weather Day, the entire news operation becomes an extension of the First Alert Weather Team. This further increases resources to ensure that you are most informed. Plus, with the largest weather team in the Southeast and the most advanced tools and technology, we're able to provide the most detail and precision for any potential threats a First Alert Weather Day may bring. First Alert Weather Days may include the threat for severe storms and tornadoes, but it could be high winds in general, along with the threat for flash flooding and heavy rainfall. There are also the threats of winter weather and extreme cold, and the major changes to extreme heat during the summer. Sometimes a First Alert Weather Day will be declared for impacts to visibility and air quality or weather conditions that may lead to a very high fire danger. When we declare a First Alert Weather Day, you will know. Look for notifications on our social media channels and digital platforms, along with notifications in WBRC programming throughout the day, in addition to WBRC Fox 6 News. Stay informed, stay weather ready, and always prepared by checking in with your First Alert weather team. You can learn more about the First Alert Weather Day by visiting WBRC.com.
Thanks, Wes. Great information there. Prepared and not scared. But still ahead, we talk more about this weekend's rain chance, as well as take you beyond the 7-day into a gorgeous Valentine's Day. Stay tuned for more First Alert Weather Extra.
Welcome back into First Alert Weather Extra. Right now we're all dry, but we do have a lot of clouds moving in across the state. Seeing a nice drop around Gadsden there at 48 degrees, but still 60. Birmingham, Tuscaloosa 61. Anniston, we're at 56 degrees into the north. Haleyville to Coleman in the 50s, but a lot of cloud cover. The view from space, and you can see back to the west, the wet weather is still way west of Alabama at the moment, so no precipitation showing up at this time. But as more of these clouds lift in, we get more moisture lifting in. We'll eventually start to see some precipitation, but the hourly forecast out the door tomorrow morning shows upper 30s, low 40s. We're well above freezing. That cloud cover having an impact on those temperatures. Wind southeast at 5 to 10. You can see during the day still that south breeze and staying dry across our area. Some of the high resolution models showing a little bit of light return there back to the west, but nothing that's really reaching the ground just yet. It's going to be Friday morning before we really start to see some showers, and 6 a.m. Friday morning again will be dry tomorrow, but Friday I'd carry the umbrella, add it to the out the door checklist because we could see a little bit of shower development there during the day, and it's not a steady rain for all areas, so there will be some locations where we catch some decent breaks there during the day, so you'll certainly want to check that First Alert weather app. Some opportunities for out the door activities. Notice 2 o'clock. Talladega dry, Shelby County, Centerville, at least according to this model, and a lot of models are saying it's still going to be kind of spotty in nature. Looks like as we get on into the day, Friday. So we're keeping rain chances 40, 50% Friday, but then they really start to go up on Saturday. If there's one time period Saturday when we might catch a break in the wet weather, perhaps early morning for parts of the area, but the chance for rain just goes up through the afternoon, and especially Saturday night. Rain will be likely, maybe a few rumbles of thunder, and we wake up to this rain in areas Sunday morning, maybe a little break at times Sunday, but you can see we're still just kind of covered up here, especially Saturday night, and into Monday, more rain is going to start to increase in coverage again. So going Sunday night and into Monday, again, maybe a few rumbles of thunder there, but no severe thunderstorms are expected with this system. It looks like the low-level surface-based instability is going to stay well south, and as we get into next week's around Tuesday now, it looks like we'll see this move out. So yesterday, I know we talked a little bit about might still see some rain around as late as Tuesday, but now it looks like it's going to get out of here Monday. So some good news there, but still, we're going to pick up a lot of rain. Some data now suggesting we could see up to 3 inches of rain in parts of the area. So a lot of wet weather coming. Get ready for a soggy, sloppy setup. I was seeing that's about the best way to put it, right, Tania? And then Tuesday we've got sunshine, and then Wednesday for Valentine's Day. If you're already making those dinner reservations and making big plans there, thumbs up. It looks like we got some dry weather in the forecast. As we go to meteorologist Tania Michelle, and Tania, you're going to take us here beyond the 7-day forecast. And there's been a lot of talk about, maybe some colder air moving in for the second half of the month, and the temperatures will trend below average, but we're not seeing the kind of cold we saw back in January.
No, we're definitely not, Wes. Although temperatures are going to be cooler, we're not looking at any just complete day full of snow. Let's just put it that way, right? Here we are looking at that 8 to 14 day temperature outlook. This is February 15th through the 21st. The only place that's looking like they'll see above average temperatures are areas far to our west. But here at home, notice that we will possibly see below average temperatures between February 15th through the 21st. So this is just around Valentine's Day and after that. But look at those potential lows. So notice how overnight low temperatures for most of the days are going to be below average. Our average at this time of the year is around 37 degrees. As far as high temperatures, pretty close to average for majority of our days. Maybe into one of the weekends, 6 to 15 days out from now, we can see temperatures or highs below average there in the 40s, rebounding back into the 50s and 60s by about 15 days out from now. Looking at our 8 to 14 day rainfall outlook, February 15th through the 21st once again. It looks like there's a split in the U.S. Portions of us seeing above average rainfall, others of us seeing below average, but South Alabama could possibly see above average rainfall, with more near average rainfall amounts across central Alabama. Now, I do want to show you what we're seeing beyond the 7-day in terms of moisture back into our area. So we bring in around February the 17th, looks like we can see more rain back in the forecast with temperatures there in the 50s, and then another round of some showers by the end of the month. So we will see some rain throughout this month, but as far as snow, not looking very likely. I do want to show you that weather calendar. We do have days, moisture back in the forecast. Friday, of course, this weekend, and then it looks like next weekend, more wet weather, and then maybe around February the 20th, some rain and snow mix, maybe a little bit of flurries in the forecast. Of course, that's still several days out. We will continue to fine tune those rain and snow chances in the forecast there, but not looking completely sold out on there being a full snow day for you to build a snowman. I hate to break that to you, but we do have more right here on First Alert Weather Extra. We'll be right back with all more details, so stay with us. Don't go anywhere.
So Severe Weather Awareness Week, Tania. Some great
Yes.
information, of course, about always being weather ready and weather alert and just checking the weather forecast, right?
All the time
Yeah.
and often if
Yeah.
you can, because it's always changing. We can't give you 100% forecast beyond 7 days from now. So what we
Yeah.
give you is just an idea. And then, of course, things change throughout the time goes. So you want to make sure you're checking in to get the most accurate information.
Yeah, you know, weather forecasting is so complex. And, you know, someone, I believe John DeBlock had mentioned one time, it's like trying to forecast the human body, right?
Yes.
The weather, while you're forecasting it, it's still changing.
It's still
So
changing.
It is important, you know, if you're making plans, you know, you check in with us on Monday and it looks like we might have rain on Friday, you got a big job or a lot going on, check in
Check
before
in
Friday
again.
just in case.
Absolutely.
Because might see that rain chance back off. But we've got a lot of wet weather and we have certainly been keeping a very close eye on
Yeah.
this forecast this weekend. It looks like Friday still might see a few breaks, but by Saturday afternoon and Saturday night, that rain really starts to
That rain
increase.
really starts to come
Yeah.
through. So hopefully you enjoyed today, and if not tomorrow, because you do get a little break, dry, some clouds around for your Thursday, but not entirely too bad. This weekend, great sleeping, resting weather.
Here we go again. You know,
Here
we
we
got to get
go.
out of the weekend routine.
I
on
know,
the-
because it looks like next weekend too, Wes.
I know. And we'll talk about it tonight. We'll have updates first at 9.